Hey, what's going on, guys? This is normally it's about 2:37 Hoodoo Standard Time. This is normally a time where where before I or myself and my wife have done like lunchtime lives. Well, this is not going to be a live. This is going to be but it is going to be around lunchtime, relatively. All right. You know, I like thank you guys for all your support through the especially with the the videos that I've done recently. That yes, I am talking about spiritual things, but also about life. Because if we don't understand like the inner alchemy, the foundational stuff, then spell work is just it's not going to fix it. It's not going to do anything, right? We got to have our brain meets together and our consciousness and our spirit aligned in order to really affect change. So before I drop this spell work video, and this is gonna be a nice one. Before I drop this spell work video, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about solitude. All right. Because I see it's so rampant now, but not everybody thinks about it quite the way I do. To see, to me, solitude really teaches you about yourself. It teaches you about yourself. When you're like alone with your thoughts and you hear, your conscience speaking either about things you need to do or things that you have done. All right. And I forget, um, a quote from someone is that the conscience is the soul speaking to itself. So, there was a time where solitude, when you look in the Bible, people go out into the wilderness, they go to the mountaintop. Solitude was a break, a respite where you just sit and you reflected. It was a time of calm in the storm of the world around you, a time for you to gain insight and clarity. It's not like that anymore. This technological society we live in now, it unbalances us in so many ways, especially the understanding of the strength of solitude, right? So now when we're alone, because how society has taught us, now instead of when we're alone, we get that soul searching, deep introspective. Now all we have is this unending internal dialogue. All that's all we do. We have like all these things just going through our heads, and instead of giving us clarity, it's causing more confusion. And I see it happening to people all the time. They're just mentally running trains on themselves all day long. Solitude is supposed to bring about that clarity. That's supposed to be a time where you pregame. You get your thoughts together, you get your act together, and you go out there and you rack up those wins. You go out there and you rack up those W's because you've played the scenario over and over. And you go out there and you handle life. But nowadays, you know, all this technology has separated us. It separated us. We text, we email, we DM, we social media stalk, watching other people's pages. We don't know these people. They don't know us. We know each other's glimpses. Everyone now in this world, we're all just a bunch of little islands that occasionally bump into each other and go away. Nowadays we internalize so much that actual speaking and interacting with another human being, it becomes foreign. It's uncomfortable. And since the world never really taught us how to deal with pain, well, we're always shirking away from things that are foreign and uncomfortable. And what do we do with things that are foreign and uncomfortable? We stop doing them. So if interacting with another human being on an actual physical level is foreign and uncomfortable, we stop doing it. We stop. So what does that do? Um, that drives our true personality, our true inner selves deeper, deeper down, right? We sit and have this never ending, looping internal dialogue. And when we're forced to exit that and actually talk to another human being, it feels so forced and strained, this robotic, and that just makes us not want to do it even more. So we turn to these, hey, but the soul craves interaction. It craves it, but we don't know how to do it anymore. So now we want to swipe, swipe, swipe. swipe, swipe, swipe. And we start handling our interactions in one of two ways. Either we're just very stone faced and we're just waiting for them to finish talking, or we just verbally regurgitate all our feelings that we've been holding in for years on the one person that was unlucky enough to actually lend us a listening ear that day. You know what another consequence is of, this constant internal isolation? We talk to ourselves so much. Maybe not in the crazy, babbling way walking down the street, but we just sit and we talk to ourselves. And we sit in this like negative energy all day long, right? Either because of something that happened at work, something that happened with a love interest, something that happened years ago. We just sit in this negative energy. And what do? We just make things up and we talk ourselves into believing it. And then we go out in the real world and act out this fantasy that we just created. If this sounds far-fetched, how many of us have dreamed something, like you maybe dreamed that your significant other cheated, you woke up mad? This happens so frequently, people don't even know what's happening. They're sitting there running these mental trains on themselves with this boost of negative energy, and they're imagining all these enemies. Look on social media, you see it all the time. You don't engage your rational mind that says, listen, these people don't know me. They don't know me. They may know these little snippets, but they don't know me. But no, oh my God, I have these enemies. Every time someone that you're looking at says something, oh, that MF is talking to me. You build up all these enemies when the fact is, how do you have so many enemies when you rarely leave the house? You rarely actually engage someone. And I know some of you out there thinking like, okay, yes, you're telling me what the problem is, but what is the solution? The solution is to go back and use solitude for its intended purpose. Gain clarity, and anything that does not serve you, cast it away and go out and enact that. It's okay to cut people off. It's okay to just not engage in trivial things. Guys, this is something that I had to tell myself. Because if 2020 is going to be the year of Hellcats for everybody, I got to get on board. I can't, stay isolated. You got to do stuff. Look, do you know, even when I'm doing these videos, I'm not engaging you guys. I'm sitting here looking at myself and a camera. So, hey, babe, we got to get out. 2020. We got to do some stuff. You know what I mean? you know. Look, no more of running these mental trains on ourselves, guys, for 2020. All right. No more of just sitting here in this negative energy, this negative vibration, where we just making shit up that fits with our internal dialogue. That's what we do. That's what we do. If our boss says something to us, we sit there and we retreat and we replay it and replay it and replay it. Now our boss is the big bad wolf. Our boss hates us. Our boss is against us. Our boss is racist, sexist, colorist, sizist, um, 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 every other kind of ist that we've created. And the fantasy that we make up just matches whatever we want to happen. And then we go out and act on it. We go back to work and with a chip on our shoulder. Right? We do the same thing with relationships. We do the same thing with other folks. Let's go back to using solitude for what it's meant for: internal introspection and reflection. Let's listen to our conscience, because a lot of us just pushing the conscience out the way. Everyone's like, your conscience says, don't do that. You shouldn't have did that. Don't do it again. And you're like, I hear it. And you're beating yourself up, but then you go out there and do it all over again. For 2020, what we should do, we should be our own best friends. But here's the kicker: our own real best friends. Not the best friend who, you walking around in something you don't really look good in, but your best friend tells you look amazing. They just letting you look crazy out in these streets. Not the best friend who's like, you know, no, shoot, you need to stay with her, bro, because she got stamps. You need to be the best friend that looks at you and is like, bro, it's 3:30. Why you in the club with me when you got a good woman at home? Go. Why you still out here? The best friend is like, they'll be like, girl, that dress will look a lot better after, a little bit, we'll do them together. We'll do our crunches together. Be that type of best friend for yourself that pumps you up, but still holds you accountable. One of the worst situations for me is when I allow, negative energy to influence my mood, to influence my actions. You know why? Because I decided to be that kind of best friend for myself. And if I get stuck in internal dialogue, I don't want to hear my own mouth because I hold myself accountable. I actually give myself real world consequences for fantasy actions. So I'm like, why'd you even let yourself get mad about that? Why'd you allow yourself to act out a character? Because guys, in the end of the day, our character is really all we have. Why'd you let yourself allow this negativity to dim your positivity? And I'm like, you know what? You can't have a drink today. You know what? No more of this for you. Let's hold ourselves accountable. Let's be true best friends to ourselves. And you know what? Let's make our lives so full that being solitude and isolated once again is like, like a brief respite, just a short little break. Just a short little break. And it's not going to be easy, guys. It's not going to be easy. But you know what? That easy shit is what bore this weak motherfucker we became. The easy shit. The saying, oh, I have anger issues. I have these issues. I have that. Just patting yourself on the back and saying, it's all right. It's okay. Just be that way. Yeah, I blame it on this, blame it on that, but don't blame it on you and then do better. See, we spend so much time trying to circumvent pain and discomfort that we don't realize the level of pain, discomfort, and atrocities that we can put on each other. You'll never make it around it. You'll never make it around it. But we still have a destination that we need to get through or get to. So you know how we do that? Since we'll never make it around the pain, we square our shoulders, we rush in and we punch a hole straight through it. And going through all that pain and coming out the other side is what builds strength. Y'all don't know how much I wish I could lift beers and pop cookies to being like buff and ripped. I wish. But the easy shit don't always cut it, guys. We got to go in, square our shoulders, punch through it, fight through it, come out the other side, and get these W's. All right? Kind of got all over the place, but hopefully that made some sense to y'all. And just want to say, guys, the community working is coming up, and I'm doing something different this go round of this round of community workings. Doing something different for 2020, guys, because see, we've got to commit to something. And we talked about that before, how easy it is for us not to commit to anything. So we just keep bouncing around and bouncing around. So this community work is for those who committed to it. So, guys, look for your links because I'm actually patching you guys that committed to the community work into it. I will pray for everybody. And that's what I'll do. I'll pray for everybody. But those who committed to doing better for themselves and for everybody else around them this year, this is going to be a private party for us. All right. All right. That's all I got to say. Watch for this video. Me and my wife about to drop. All right. Y'all have a good one. God bless. Well, thank you for watching.